opinions expressed in the following program are those of the hosts, guests, and contributors, and do not reflect the official views of Real TV, its management, or affiliates. Content is provided for informational and entertainment purposes only. Viewer discretion is advised.
Straight to the point, we not beat round the bush. Straight to the point, yeah, we cut through the bush. From use to drama, truth in every voice. If you want real talk, this is your choice. Yeah, straight to the point, we not beat round the bush. Straight to the point, yeah, we cut through the bush. From use to drama, truth in every voice. If you want real talk, this is your choice. Current affairs, politics in the air. Social issues, we deal with it fair. No fluff, no filter, we call it how it is. Real TV vibes, what this how we miss. Straight to the point, get the people them speak. Straight to the point, every day of the week. Drama, truth, now the stories we've been. Tune in, let reality sing, yeah. Straight to the point, we not beat round the bush. Straight to the point, yeah, we cut through the bush. From use to drama, truth in every voice. If you want real talk, this is your choice. Straight to the point, we not beat round the bush. Straight to the point, yeah, we cut through the bush. From use to drama, truth in every voice. If you want real talk, this is your choice. Yeah, straight to the point, we not beat round the bush. Straight to the point, yeah, we cut through the bush. From use to drama, truth in every voice. If you want real talk, this is your choice. Current affairs, politics in the air. Social issues, we deal with it fair. No fluff, no filter, we call it how it is. Real TV vibes, what this how we miss. Straight to the point, get the people them speak. Straight to the point, every day of the week. Drama, truth, now the stories we've been. Tune in, let reality sing, yeah. Straight to the point, we not beat round the bush. Straight to the point, yeah, we cut through the bush. From use to drama, truth in every voice. If you want real talk, this is your choice. Straight to the point, we not beat round the bush. Straight to the point, yeah, we cut through the bush. From use to drama, truth in every voice. If you want real talk, this is your choice. Yeah, straight to the point, we not beat round the bush. Straight to the point, yeah, we cut through the bush. From use to drama, truth in every voice. If you want real talk, this is your choice. Current affairs, politics in the air. Social issues, we deal with it fair. No fluff, no filter, we call it how it is. Real TV vibes, what this how we miss. Straight to the point, get the people them speak. Straight to the point, every day of the week. Drama, truth, now the stories we've been. Tune in, let reality sing, yeah. Straight to the point, we not beat round the bush. Straight to the point, yeah, we cut through the bush. From use to drama, truth in every voice. If you want real talk, this is your choice. Straight to the point, we not beat round the bush. Straight to the point, yeah, we cut through the bush. From use to drama, truth in every voice. If you want real talk, this is your choice. Yeah, straight to the point, we not beat round the bush. Straight to the point, yeah, we cut through the bush. From use to drama, truth in every voice. If you want real talk, this is your choice. Current affairs, politics in the air. Social issues, we deal with it fair. No fluff, no filter, we call it how it is. Real TV vibes, what this how we miss. Straight to the point, get the people.
You're viewing Real TV. Thanks for choosing us.
It's Bridging the Gap with Naka, hosting every Monday to Friday, 12 to 2 p.m. right here on Real TV, where we talk about the current issues and we get into the nitty-gritty of social issues. Stay tuned right here on Real TV.
Ladies and gentlemen, young people, senior citizens, it is my pleasure and privilege to invite you to look at the program Inspired on Real TV at 2 p.m. every Wednesday afternoon. Inspired is designed to lift your spirits, to help you overcome depression and failure so you could be an outstanding, extraordinary success. We have special experts every Wednesday who will inspire you to do better, to be your best self. So may God bless you. And remember, every Wednesday at 2 p.m., please look out for the program Inspire.
Behind every mistake, there's a person. And behind every struggle, there's a story waiting to be told. This is Redemption, a road to rehabilitation and recovery, where honesty meets hope and change begins. I am Prem Badru. I was a part of the problem, and now I want to be part of the solution. So join me on Real TV every Thursday at 6 p.m. See you there.
Speak straight to the point every day of the week. Drama, truth, now the stories we've been tuning, let reality sing ya. Straight to the point, we don't beat round the bush. Straight to the point, yeah, we cut through the bush. From news to drama, truth in every voice. If you want real talk, this is your choice. Straight to the point, we not beat round the bush. Straight to the point, yeah, we cut through the bush. From news to drama, truth in every voice. If you want real talk, this is your choice. Yeah, straight to the point, we not beat round the bush. Straight to the point, yeah, we cut through the bush. From news to drama, truth in every voice. If you want real talk, this is your choice. Current affairs, politics in the air. Social issues, we deal with it fair. No fluff, no filter, we call it how it is. Real TV vibes, what this how we miss. Straight to the point, get the people them speak. Straight to the point, every day of the week. Drama, truth, now the stories we've been tuning, let reality sing ya. Straight to the point, we not beat round the bush. Straight to the point, yeah, we cut through the bush. From news to drama, truth in every voice. If you want real talk, this is your choice. Straight to the point, we not beat round the bush. Straight to the point, yeah, we cut through the bush. From news to drama, truth in every voice. If you want real talk, this is your choice. Yeah, straight to the point, we not beat round the bush. Straight to the point, yeah, we cut through the bush. From news to drama, truth in every voice. If you want real talk, this is your choice. Current affairs, politics in the air. Social issues, we deal with it fair. No fluff, no filter, we call it how it is. Real TV vibes, what this how we miss. Straight to the point, get the people them speak. Straight to the point, every day of the week.
It's a beautiful, beautiful evening here. Today is Wednesday, the 24th. And of course, we are on the inside. I want to say good afternoon and welcome to all of you all that is here with us this afternoon. Straight to the point. As usual, that's how we go. That's how we deal with it. And that's how we will always deal with it. Straight to the point. No fluff, no gimmick, no fear, no favor. You have a lot of people that want favors. And there's no favors business. There are a lot of people that want me to do it their way. They want me to do it reckless. They want me to just jump out myself. And they believe that how they see it in their mind is how I'm supposed to deal with it. When that is never the case and will never be the case. So I want to say good afternoon to all of my beautiful people that is on with us this afternoon. You know, I had to call my brother Squid, you know. I saw Squid
making some eggs there the other day. You saw that video? Squid making some eggs the other day, and it's like Squid was deep frying the egg. It had more oil than egg. Good afternoon, Arlene Cox. How are you? And but I mean, if the woman like the eggs, who am I to judge? You understand? Who am I to judge? So I want to say good afternoon to all of you all that are looking at us. We're back on Facebook. For those of you all that have missed us on Facebook, we are live. For those of you all that are looking at us on TikTok, good afternoon to you. For those of you all that are listening to us on the Tego app, good afternoon. CSTV Canada, good afternoon to all of you all as well. Gaza G, Giselle, good afternoon to you. How are you? And of course, to all the loyal listeners, Victoria, good afternoon to you. Ms. Gail, good afternoon to you. And I want to start by saying good afternoon to everybody as well who has contributed to our food drive that we are going to do here on Sunday, please God. Let me make some, pull my paper that is contributed to our food drive. We still have some stuff to go and collect. I want to say special shout to Enrique as well for picking up the slack. You know, Uncle Dale have plenty thing going on. And of course, the Real TV family, Ms. Zelisha, I want to say thank you for your hospitality, your assistance, your help, and of course to the entire team. We're going to be out here on Sunday. We're actually going to be outside from about 6 o'clock on Sunday morning to prepare. That's very early. We're actually doing the final collections of stuff. I wanted to lock off today. Some people told me that they were unable to meet the deadline today. So we're going to push it very close. And we're going to do all the final runabouts and collections on Friday. So for those of you all that would want us to meet you or whatever the case may be, just let us know. We'll come and we'll meet you. We've raised $270. Now I'm not going to hide that from you. We've raised $270. I want to say thank you to all the persons that has contributed. Whether you contribute as little as $10 or $20, it goes a long way. There's a young man that contacted me yesterday. You'd have lost his job. He's embarrassed. He's ashamed. He's actually sleeping in our churchyard at this present moment. He was working at a food establishment in I think it's in the Shogunas district. And he is now sleeping in the churchyard because the landlord told him, "What's going on? You can't pay your rent. It's either pay the rent or leave." All right? We've been getting I'm trying to locate some funds and places for him to work, a place for him to work. We actually got a place for him that the rent will be just about $900. The place will just be about $900 for him. And a one-bedroom little battery something, right? And so we are working on that. You know how this thing is sometimes too. You have people and are trying to spare the embarrassment thing now. But I will be meeting with him for him to bring his story to you guys. Brian John, good afternoon. For him to share with you all what he's going through. And we will go from there. So I just want to give you all that update. I saw that Johan Henry was officially given a preventative detention order. Today, it was gazetted. Let me see if I could find that order very quickly. And I just want you all to know, the preventative detention orders are in public domain. It's gazetted. All right? His name is Henry or Harry? It's Harry. Right. But I'm not seeing it in the digital legislative library. Because I've been looking for a while where he was concerned. Yeah. So I haven't seen it in the it hasn't it hasn't been officially gazetted as yet. But basically they're saying that based on his hate speech and the reach of his social media, multiple social media platforms, they found it fit to issue a preventative detention order for the safety and sanctity of the public, I guess. I mean, how long was he detained? Good afternoon to all of you all on TikTok. Sheldon Lizama, good afternoon to you. Welcome on board. How long was he detained for? 2 weeks? 3 weeks? And then they said that they would have issued a detention order. But they don't mind me. They would have issued a detention order. And as such, because the last thing that they were saying is that the family was looking to organize to go before the tribunal. And there are a lot of families that don't have that money to go before that tribunal. I got a phone call today with somebody else who is under detention order. And we were told that the attorney is asking for $10,000. Now I want to do something, and I didn't tell the director before. For the element of surprise and the element of disseminating knowledge, and the reason that this program is where it is at is because we are here to disseminate knowledge, give information without fear or favor, without prejudice, without trying to make a certain political party look good or another political party look bad. And Robert, I was vexed he wasn't here when I was dealing with Kingsley. And my lick bottom friend, Paul Saran. Because these persons, and there are many others like him and like them, who use social media to spew lies, misinformation. Wall Street is one too. You have them like Tabakit. And you know, I like them, you know. But I dislike them when they do the wrong thing or they back up the wrong trees. Kingsley started to back up a tree that was in my backyard. And when you're backing trees up in my backyard, I don't mind, you could go and take the neighbor mangoes. You know, Lady Lava says she could pick guava, she could pick mango, she could pick tamarind. But nothing in this world she could find out she could pick a good man. Well, nothing in this world, no, never do say that. But they backed up a tree and they started to bully Alyssa Phillips on the internet. And when they started to bully Alyssa Phillips on the internet, what they didn't know is that they was interfering with me at the same time. Because the narrative has continuously been trying to be put out there that Alyssa Phillips is a PNM. Or Alyssa Phillips is associated with political people. They say she was associated with this man or the MSJ. They start to try all kind of things. They start to release footage and say footage now surface when it's footage that we had there all the time. A provoked young lady and a provoked young woman reacting to being provoked. Future Songs, my brother, good afternoon. Good afternoon to the Radio City family on the inside as well. A provoked young woman responded and reacted in a way where she's standing up and she's confused because out of all the days that she went to the labor march, that day, she didn't have intentions of getting locked up. I sure if she had intentions of getting locked up, she might have pawned better clothes, things to last the night, a better shoes, something more comfortable so you could lie down in a jail cell. But she didn't know that the riot squad was out there for her. And the spit in the face, and come back to me. And while I love the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service with my all, I have friends and families who are members of the police service. More friends than family, because I want all to feel like all going and start to dig up who's my family. I could tell all you know. One of my family members was the Chief Justice. Go and do some research. And they approach Alyssa in a way and in a form and a manner that even if I was Alyssa, well, I would have got worse than Alyssa. When I would have been done, you're sure to prove resisting arrest. I would have got an assault case too, you know. But a young lady at the age of 20-something years old, standing up for what she believes in, and she's a threat to society. But I don't want to stay there, because I hold news. To this date, and I'm putting on public record that I am ashamed of every single particle and being of I-95.5 FM. Yes, I said it. Because y'all took advantage of a man in his lowest of lows and tell him, well, come now, let's talk about life after losing your son. Let's do an interview, you know how life is on Father's Day, one of the most triggering days for a man and a father. Oh God, let's come. So I didn't mind the interview, you know. But don't we have some level of decency and protocol and right-thinking people within the media fraternity that would say, you know what, we want the interview, but let's do it pre-recorded because we don't know what will happen. All right. Don't take my word for it. Robert, we went on our interview the other day. You remember some of the things that that mother said? That if we aired that here on Real TV, she would have got a PDO, not so? She would have been locked up, not so? But at least Real TV, we have class. At least we know about responsible journalism. So, to add insult to injury, this father who felt like what any other father will feel like, God forbid if one of my children were to be in the predicament and situationship like how Joshua Samaru and Kaya Silly was, that would have been the prettiest thing that I would have come out of my mouth. I would not need I-95.5 to call me for an interview. I would not have needed CNC3. They would have been pulling information and stuff from on my social media because I have the reach. And all now, so it would have been section 11, section 12, section 22, section 100. Did I find all these sections in the Public Emergency Act to hold me and keep me there until September? Y'all hearing me? So, and what gets me, and the thing about it is, Alyssa Phillips has opened my eyes so widely to so many different issues within our sweet island, Trinidad and Tobago, that these things don't surprise me anymore. On Monday, I told you all, I await to see what will happen. Not even 24 hours after we heard Christopher Samaru was arrested. Without heart. You all watch Christopher Samaru? Christopher Samaru looked like he could even hold a gun. But Christopher Samaru is now deemed a safety hazard. Public risk. For all you know, they're probably in a room right now trying to concoct to see if Dale could be put as a public safety risk with his TV show. 3.2 million views. We don't need that kind of smoke. Let me see if we could sell him in for till September. We are arresting people left, right, and center, giving people preventative detention orders. You imagine, and I want you all to open your eyes and see, police watching this piece of paper here, and hear what they're saying. Hear what they're saying, eh? You want to lock this up, You know what? You lock up. You lock up. You lock up. You lock up. And they don't know what they're locking you up for, They're holding you and putting in a police. You imagine, a man watch a man smell his hand, smell his hand, and say, it smell like you're taking me for a son, so clung over. And lock the man up and say, he a gun. And hold him in the police station. Family trying to find out what's going on. Where you getting locked up for? Where you charging him? You're charging him, you ain't charging him. But some of these families don't have a 5,000 or 10,000, not even a 2,500 to give a lawyer. So we can't put no habeas corpus in all your tongues. So we have to sit down and wait for whatever they want to do. The craziest thing that I've heard in all my life of doing this work is a woman telling me that they made her husband sign for 7 days more detention. They make him sign, giving authorization that he could stay inside for more time. What you are saying here? This is things that I'm not making up, These are things that I could bring the footage and show you all and give you all verbatim evidence as to what is happening. And we cool and we calm in society. Well, let me bust a bombshell for you today now. I tell all others moved by the Spirit, right? Last night I'm sitting at my safe house. I should say my safe house. Can't say my home. When you have a home, you could invite people to come and lime and things. I can't invite nobody there. Yeah. We could eat and lime and drink and have fun. Your safe house is me, myself, and I, nobody else. And the Lord and the weapons of warfare. But I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, and this dropped into my spirit. People who just paid the justice of the peace, is that legal? So I started to do some research. I started to go into the sections, into the bylaws. I started to real dig in to find out, is it legal for justice of the peace to collect money? Because I started to see a trend where JPs are taking advantage of persons in vulnerable positions. The director said, careful, so I had to pause and swallow some spit. I wanted to get tired out there. But I want you all to know this, that under section 16 of the Summaries Court Act, chapter 420, do you know? Yeah, what? Don't let me say it. Listen now. You see, people in this country, we perish for the lack of knowledge that we know. Because the JP could tell you that we will take a little stationery costing for photocopies and prints and even a little gas money. But when a JP watches you in your face and tells you that you have to pay $2,000, $1,500 for them to sign a document, a bail document granted by the station for own bail, bail with surety, and they're telling you have to pay $2,000 a pop. And you with your desperate self, because all you want to do is go home and smell your bed. You want to go home and hug up your pillow, and you just want to lie down there and say, oh God, yes, home sweet home, because nothing better than home. If you've ever been in a jail cell, you don't want to be there. When you go inside of there and you go in, and in the ground there's a hole with a toilet that doesn't even have the thing to flush. Imagine you have a bad poo-poo. You need to poo-poo, and you in the jail, and you have to go and stoop over this thing that is on the ground. And then you have to lie down some mere meters away on a hard concrete slab. Some of those things, the toilet is actually overflowing, so the toilet water is on the ground. You want to know why I know these things? Because I was arrested. I was held. Unjustly held. And I sat in a prison cell where you don't even see time of day. There's no clock. There's no light coming in from outside. 1 minute it's too cold. Next minute, the temperatures is all over. And sometimes the only sign of life or company you may get is if they hold somebody else and they decide to put you and that person in the same cell. But they went behind Joshua Samaru's father, a man who's hurting as a parent. You imagine you home in your house. You're not even on social media. So family members and relatives have to say, Daddy, Uncle, watch this. Watch this video. Look what they do, Joshua. Look what's going on. And as a father, you watch that. And you hold your head and you say, my son, look what they do to me. Look what they do to my child. I've sat back and I've watched even mothers complain and have the same thing. Jaden Diaz's mother, every single day I wake up to see a woman in pain. A mother who is mourning the death of her son. And you know what? It could have been avoided. A mother who has to live life knowing that the police said that there is one single gunshot wound to the chest. But when the body left Forensic Scientists Center and it was observed that the bullet wound was from the back. So I will keep saying, I don't know if Jaden Diaz was Neo from the Matrix. And he was facing the police with a gun pointed at them. And when the bullet shoot, everything slowed down. And he gave them the rock back. And for some reason, in the rock back and the turn, he ended up with the bullet in his back. But the stories don't make sense unless it comes out of Marvel. And so pathetic the TTPS is that they jump up and they say, suspicious. We noticed a marijuana tree. I went up there. One single plant in the back of the house. One little weed plant. You can't even get smoke from that. That's our ornament. Little again, I didn't even notice it was a weed plant, but I went there because I read the report. But we bamboozle people. You imagine, right? Wait. Let me give you as soon as yesterday, while we was here in the studio, police responded to a call of a mentally ill man and killed him. The man reeling a cutlass. And the police issued fire shots at this man and killed him. That was to what, subdue him? So that's what we're doing now? I thought the police service had tasers. Was that the only way and means and how to? I saw a video where there were police officers with persons out of the country and they subdued a man with a weapon without using a weapon. But we're quiet. Some of these issues, it blows over our heads. That issue that happened just yesterday in San Juan. Dead. Because why? We have a lot of trigger-happy police. But nobody making a row. But Christopher Samaru comes out and speaks his mind and said, if I had the power, if I had my way, I would have get a gun and shoot every police I see. And the police service is saying that they're frightened and they're afraid. We're going to lock him up under detention order, Section 11, emergency powers. We'll put him in. And we're not seeing that that is now going to add more distress to what already is happening. And nobody sees it being wrong. From captain to cook, nobody see that, hey, only take it down now. Nobody seeing that we shouldn't do that. Imagine we lock up Alyssa Phillips. Only bear with me today. I might be ranting today, you know. And the evidence provided by the TTPS is that Alyssa Phillips was a part of a protest that was unorchestrated, that had no permission. She wasn't supposed to be there because all it has set the rules. She wasn't supposed to be there. And because she wasn't supposed to be there, we locked them up. We locked them up. And we drag the people in. We drag them, we pull them. And we say, yeah, it's lock-up time. We smile in our faces. Alyssa had more police than the president and prime minister put together. Imagine that. Alyssa and her mother, watch these two young ladies, swarmed by all these police. Alyssa has some good roots, boy. Oh, what's in it there? Roots clean, good hair. They say Alyssa with the good hair. That camera clean too, eh? But look at that. Anything look criminal at this young lady? At that point in time, watch now. I was Alyssa's father, I kicked brass, you know. Because ain't no way. We have the evidence right here in front of us where the union leader said that she marching with me. But you know what's the insult? You know what is the insult? The insult is, let me tell you this, that we have on footage where it is that Michael Anisette was telling the DCP, she marching with me. Tell me what's the problem. I will talk to her. So how Michael Anisette could tell one of the highest members in one of the highest positions in the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service that she is with me, I will speak to her, and then the Police Corporate Communications Unit will come out and say, authorized protest. And on speaking to the people that is associated and in charge of the march and who holds the license, that they confirmed with you all that they were not a part of the march proceedings. Can anybody from the TTPS come out and say, who are the people that you all spoke to? Who is the individual? Well, let it come out. We are not in the Stone Age anymore, where it is that we don't have the evidence that can be brought in front of us. And that is why they hate people like Ian Allen. That is why they hate people like myself. That's why they hate News Before News. That's why they hate TTSN. You know why? Because we don't hide nothing. We put it out in the public domain and make them accountable. Scripture speaks about the time that we're in now, you know. But I'm always reminded sometimes when I get upset, the Bible says, give unto Caesar what is Caesar's. But you know what upsets me the most? Is that we're living in a time of lies and deception. We're living in a time of hypocrisy. Today they lock up two businessmen. Businessman and his wife. And guess what? A name cannot be called up to now of the businessman, the entrepreneur, big entrepreneur in Westmoreland. And here what the excuse is. Because they wasn't charged, we are not naming them as yet. But you know if they lock up this businessman, you know my name all over the place. 4 letters easy to call. You know if they lock up Zalisha, because Zalisha ain't part of the 1%. She name all over the place and they go say, Zalisha is Budu Singh. ZM Communications CEO, this, that, and the other. They go start to call all the family business name out in the public domain. She just do a TV show, conversations, rah, 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 rah. And they run it out there. Oh God, well if it's Robert, worse yet. They send him down they send him down in the hole. Down the hatchet. Eh? But when it had it your way, or they read between the lines, because they have money, we want to put them out there. We want to put it out, well, they had it your way now. Yeah? Or they had it your way. Because we don't want to call the Syrian names because they have money and they could sue the socks out of us because their pocket and the government pocket is almost the same size. Or in fact, their pocket is the government pocket. But I await to see what will happen from there. Funny enough, I'm enjoying our beverage from them right now. It ain't easy out here, you know. But hear what I'm saying. And you all could comment what you feel like even in the comments, because I'm watching the comments while I'm speaking. You'll just keep watching that TikTok. And as one person says here, different strokes for different folks. And I'm reading here, let me see what Judy Jules says. That's the kind of things that caused the Black Power movement riot, even Labor Day and the coup. That young lady showed me David and Goliath in the Bible. Oh, yeah. Good afternoon to you, Camille. I see you. David and Goliath was a real nice story, you know. David and Goliath was a beautiful story. But the only way, and it is because that, you see, once you prepare yourself, Once you prepare yourself, and you see, God had to prepare you, You can't just go into the fire just like that, And I believe that in all, that Elissa Phillips has been prepared for a time like this with a strong and praying mother. They are prepared. And you know what's the funny thing, Robert? Is that the very said man who was detained today, or arrested, I should say, criticized the very government of not paying the taxes, not paying what was owed to them. And boom, today, all of a sudden, you get locked up. I'm waiting for the next part for them to say that he's a PNM and it's PNM propaganda. They've tried to pin the PNM propaganda thing on me for the longest while and it hasn't worked. They didn't give me the envelope yet. They didn't give me the envelope yet. They've tried all how to say I'm a PNM. At one point in time, they switch it up and say as a UNC, undercover, I sneak in the grass. Then at the next time, you know what they tell me to? Which I felt honored at a point in time. They say I am the new age gladiator. Many of, but that was a big play. They say I'm gladiator. I'm playing two sides. I remember as a little boy growing up listening to Gladiator on the radio and listening to the Venom. When you heard that theme song start to play with Gladiator, and that theme song start to play, it was war. And he had no fear, no favor, how and who and what to say and how to say. He say it and you have to take it, smoke it, drink it, eat it, and everything else. Good afternoon, Brenda Thompson. I see you. And that's the sad reality of the life that we live in here in Trinidad and Tobago. I like that Trini Tohon Spartos. You trying to gas me up, Trini Tohon Spartos say it's not a snake in the grass. It's a steak in there. I like that. But every day we are seeing things happening under the very said state of emergency that they say is happening. And more as time passes and as the days go by, we are seeing that the state of emergency is all about suppression. Ooh, I said it. Come for me now. What are you going to say? You're going to write down on a piece of document and says that the things that I'm saying and the words that I'm saying could spark public outcry? Because I will come with, I tell them yesterday the only thing that I'm going to do now is to come and create a TV show where it is bacchanal, man and woman bacchanal. I feel like that I go make sense with that one. I ain't going to get locked up. Worse than that, but now I want to build a nice hard set here. We have cameraman, we have security, and man and woman come in, who horning who binding who child, who this, who that. Or didn't know I had the voice for that. I could bacchanal this scene with that. And I go get every day, we come in and we do it, and there's hundreds of thousands of people watching, and I will fulfill. And I go make real money. I mightn't make sense, but I go make real money. In 3 weeks' time, I'm going to be driving a Mercedes-Benz. In 5 weeks' time, I'm buying land, buying a mansion because I'm making money. Because you know what? That's what we want. We want to sit down in the SOE and watch man and woman bacchanal. Who wanted who? Who's sponsor and boyfriend? Who like who more than who? No, because that's the kind of thing that we like now. And you see this Paul Saran are starting to get very, 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 very low patience for people like him. Because you're already unsure about your gender. You're unsure about what you like. It's either mangoes or chenet. Sapadilla or hot dogs. Banana or the bread. But some of y'all want your ice cream and you want to lick it too. And the thing about it is, I don't mind your preference, what you like, Once you don't like me. And the next thing about it is that you are so hungry that you have no ethics and values and morals. That anything goes to wherever you feel that you could eat a food you go in. Well, you're lucky there's a live television broadcast and it have children that is be watching, because sometimes some of the things that I just want to come out of my mouth. When you're calling in the middle of the night and you're crying because you're bleeding, brother, relax yourself. Nobody wants you around. 1 minute is a hot PNM in tights. Next minute is a UNC. You're bashing everything under the sun, and then now you want to know why nobody don't like you. Because you're fake. It's because you have no morals, no ethical values. You're worse than dust. And dust just be all over the place. The only thing that resembles you and dust is the fact that nobody does want dust in the place, so they just sweep you up and throw you away. Stay away from in my playground. That's what I'm going to tell you. Stay away from in my playground, because when you come into my yard, all your same leader jump up and say, load up the matic and rock it on them again and again and again, because there is an intruder in my yard. Well, my matic, and when I start to rock it with my mouth, I ain't gonna like it, because when I open my mouth and I speak facts, not opinions. I speak things that I could have credible things for. So stay away from Alyssa Phillips for me, please. Stay away from all the other people that you all are running behind. Stay away from them. They're not in the political game. When I was on radio, yeah. And I realized that we're in a place that we are now where we are at, in a divide and rule, divide and conquer kind of business. And I want to make sure and put this out there too. The views of Daily Voice is not the views of Real TV. Real TV, though, tell me what to say and how to say and when to say. You know, when you're employed in a TV station, whatever they give you to say, you have to say, because you're paid for that. They don't pay me to say anything here. And I'm publicly saying it. They don't pay me to say nothing. And I still have to seek the interest of my broadcaster to be responsible. But in the Bible, it talks about Sodom and Gomorrah. And I am a Christian. And I don't believe in the... You leave it like that. I don't believe in it. It's an abomination. It is a sin. And any man who just go out there and you're going out there in biker shorts and you like woman more than me, you have a problem. Anytime you like woman more than me, we have a problem. Somebody the other day told me, they say, I am Mr. Organized. A woman tell me, she say, Your last name? You's a playboy. You're a woman like rain. This that I call me Mr. Organizer. And I too busy to even have 3 women. Not even 2. Sometimes one and all is a hard bargain. I can't even have half a woman. No, if I can't even have half a woman, because I have problems. Half a woman going down into how we name league. Right? And I don't like how we names at all. But let me stay on track. There is a thing that is happening now. And I was going into it, and I don't know how I reached Pinal. I need to come back to Sawa. Want to go. So in the laws, a justice of the peace, their role and function is to provide service. And it's an honorary service. A justice of the peace is employed by the government and gets a stipend. I think it's like $35 a day or something like that. But under the laws, and you could Google it while you're there, direct, and probably take a screenshot or put it up on the screen live so people could see, because I had no discussion prior to this on telling the director where we're going. He don't have no rundown today. He don't know where I'm going today. His finger probably shaking. Just in case I say something off, he could pull me off the air. Or you might get a phone call. Tell Dale take it down. Tell him easy. We not no court money. But I want you all to know, fear not, you know. Fear not, you know. Because I don't put my mouth in things that I can't defend. You're looking up, or in fact, ask Google, can a justice of the peace in Trinidad and Tobago charge somebody for bail? Again, it's all in live today so that you all could see for yourself. Because a lot of us, we getting tied up, and because they use our downfall, they use our weakness, they use our desperation against us. And this is why we fall victims to these things. Because it is alleged that there are some JPs or Justice of the Peaces that collude with police officers. So when they charge them money, the police just get a cut. So when they call them and they say, hey, buddy, we are one here, you know. We signing bail. Come down the road now. And the JP tell you, well, all right, 1,500. Well, normally it's 2,000, you know. But I'll do it for you for 1,200. The people who ever get locked up will know about that. Persons who have ever been arrested will know about that. This now. Max, because I don't have that information, I'm going to call my godly mother. I'm going to call my mother. Let's see here. I'm going to call my mother. Calling my mother live on the TV. She's probably watching me and saying, wait, does he say that? Because she got the information now. Hear this now.
Uh,
The something wrong there?
no.
I see the oh. Yeah. Yeah, what I want to ask you now. When it is you had when I had get locked up, right? Down in San Fernando. And
Yeah.
the JP came to do the thing for the bail. You had to pay him money?
No.
So when the JP came and signed, you didn't have to pay any money?
No. No, I didn't.
Okay. And the bail that I got was what? Bail with surety? Or its own bail?
Own bail.
And we didn't have to pay the JP?
No, didn't.
All right, okay. Let's call him to find out. Sorry, I'll call you live on the TV. Bye.
I know.
Yeah. You hear that, right, Robert? Listeners, you all heard that, right? My mother wouldn't lie, even if it is dependent on it. And the thing about it is she didn't know until I see her calling she live on the TV. But you all heard that, right? Bail. JP came and not a cent paid. But why is it that there are some justices of the peace that are taking advantage of citizens and making them fine $2,000, $1,500, $1,000? Here what's going on. I will make all in all your vex. Because as of today, I want, when all the JP sign thing in, all they do it to all the belly. Get the people receipt. So this is what we just pulled up on Google, right? And it says, a justice of the peace. No, a justice of the peace in Trinidad and Tobago cannot legally charge a fee for granting station bail. I'll fix my mic so I'll make sure that all hear me good. Did you all hear me? It resulted in a justice of the peace in Trinidad and Tobago cannot legally charge a fee for granting station bail. Oh, how they're going to hate me. Let's read on. The services provided by a JP to grant bail, often called JP bail, are free of charge. Demanding, requesting, or accepting money for bail services is illegal and considered an act of corruption. Judy Jules, don't put your foot in your mouth there, you know, lover. Judy Jules is saying the JP in the court don't take money, only the JP by the prison. Lover, darling, do. When I called my mother just now, I wasn't in the prison, I was in the police station. What are you talking? Judy, rub your foot and put it on the ground and keep it on the ground now. Don't put it in your mouth, lover. If a JP attempts to charge you a fee, or if you encounter anyone soliciting money on behalf of a JP to process bail, you should immediately report the incident to the police or the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. But how I go report the JP to the police when the police have to eat our food from the JP too? Or you go make me talk in tongues and no, come, go back there. It's have a part I want to read. So Google is asking me, which police station are you dealing with? Come back to me. I want all police to start to shake because guess what? All bubble in Trinidad and Tobago have to stop somehow. You as a JP signed up to be and to do an honorary service because last night when I Googled it and I asked, how does a JP make money? I feel something pop in my head just now there, you know. Man, only go by the Obia man and work. How does a JP make money? And you know what Google tell me? By the normal jobs. Where they working. Because being a justice of the peace is not a money-making venture. And you know, the other day I said, boy, I have to be a JP, you know. I have to make some money, boy. When I see no more money passing, people paying for bail and this and that and the other, I need to be a JP. Not knowing that a JP work for free and they collect money from the government on a monthly basis via stipend for their honorary service. So today on national television, because I tell you, I will go places that no other will go. I will go places where other journalists will not go because it will make them hated. They go watch me side eye. I bossing up the food. I interfering with the living. I don't have a problem. You get the JP a little 500. Oh God, thanks for your time. Thanks for coming out 1 o'clock in the morning or after 11 or an unscrupulous time to give you gas money and a little thing, even if it's at 300 or whatever. But when the JP watch me and say, you have to pay me $2,000 in this Gova season, I get locked up. I was granted station bail, and then you telling me, well, it's 2,000 or nothing. And then you're trying to make it look like you're doing me a favor, so you go bust it down to 1,200. I want to talk, I talk, you know. But when I talk, the talk, I go point to the direction I don't want to point to. But it have some dirty, nasty, stink people who hold the title of Justice of the Peace, and they are unscrupulous. They're unreasonable, they're worse than the criminals. Imagine you get locked up for something you know you get locked up for. You get charged for something that you never do. You get granted station bail, and all you want to do is just go home. And the JP come and say, well, you got it, my little 2,000. And you inside there now, and you studying who to call. Because you ain't studying nothing else more than you just want to go home, you know. You ain't want a proper resistance, you know. I remember when I came out of that station cell, I remember we walking out, and the driver was out there with my mother. I'll never forget because it was Mother's Day. It was Mother's Day. And I came out, and when I came out that hour of the night, was after 11 or 12, the Saturday or whatever the case may be. And we are in San Fernando CID. And I remember when the papers were finished signed, we had a beautiful JP. And that papers was signed because they were telling me, hey, the police now again, problems to get JP. And my mother said, I am not leaving here until my son leave. You all need to give me my son. Mother's Day is tomorrow. And I remember walking out of that police station and feeling that fresh air hitting my face. I didn't want to turn back. You know, when I sit down in the driver vehicle, the driver battery there, the car start, because of the amount of hours they've been out there, and I guess the radio was on or whatever. And I remember feeling like, oh God, I have to go back in there, boy. And I went back in there, and I must say, beautiful officers that dealt with the situation. Constable Bacchus walked back in, and told Bacchus what's going on, and he went and he pulled one of the vehicles and gave us a jump start, and I left. Robert, I didn't come outside, you know. I went home. Me, who always outside, I stayed inside because that feeling of taking your freedom away from you was something totally different. And it's a hell of a thing that me experiencing what I experienced and thinking to myself that if I am to transfer my feeling and interlock it with Joshua Samaru's dad's feeling, oh, it's better he jump off a cliff. Because you are now, you're definitely in the lion's mouth. Pain on one end, my freedom on the next end, and you put me into a box, and you're telling me I'm holding you for letting go. The commissioner of police said, I am going to get counseling for my officers because they need it. They kill a man, partially paralyze a woman whose life has not begun to start as yet. You imagine that Kaya cannot walk or run behind her daughter anymore? You imagine that Kaya cannot walk on a stage to support her daughter, to collect awards, or to say, congratulations, I'm proud of you, baby girl. You imagine that you all took away the opportunity to walk her daughter down the aisle and give her away and to experience things the way God has created her to walk. That was stolen from her. You stole the opportunity to take a child's fatherly love. You've taken a fatherly love away from a child who was fortunate and blessed to have both mother and father in their life. We take that away. We took that away. So now she's Gangster Barbie in her wheelchair. Gangster Barbie on her mother's back, where somebody has to take care of her. People have to help you bathe, help you wipe your bottom, help you get ready. You have to expose your body to strangers at an age. But guess what? Who needs counseling? The police. The police who had a decision and an opportunity to say, hands up. Come out the vehicle. Put your hands behind your back or your neck. Drop to the ground. You are under arrest. But the Seri said police in Sawa, who could have shot a man one single bullet to the leg and decapacitated him to be subdued, carried to the hospital for evaluation and treatment. Instead, we unalive him. It wasn't just a detention or trying to stop Joshua Samaru and Kaya Sili. 19 bullets speak differently. After the second bullet, it was murder. After the second bullet, it was an attempt. Could never be an attempt to subdue life. And then when we look and the PCA gave a report. I think I have the dynamics there. I would have sent it to you on the drive. The PCA gave a report stating that there were 60 fatal police-involved shootings. 60. And a commissioner of police that says the people put themselves in that position. That the people put the police in an unscrupulous position that gave them no choice but to shoot to kill. Sometimes I feel like the police service is being weaponized by politicians for their own agenda, but me hush my mouth. You've seen the figure in front of us. 27 marks non-fatal. 60 marks fatal police shootings. And you all want to hear the best part? That was in 2024 to 2025. We ain't started to talk about 2026 yet. You want to hear the next best part? How many of y'all could sit down in the comfort of your homes, or for those of y'all that are on the road, or for those of y'all that are holding your devices, and y'all can at least call 6 persons from a fatal police shooting? Can you name 6 persons from a fatal police shooting in 2024 to 2025? And I could close my eyes and tell you, majority of y'all, 98% of y'all cannot. You know why? Because it wasn't publicized. The ones that were publicized were the ones that videos surfaced to show the injustice and to get justice. And apparently, the only time we deal with these situations is when they are publicized and made public. Other than that, crap or smoke we pipe, to hell with you. You have to take that. And that's all they've been doing us. You had to take that. Time so hard that man thiefing backo. We go load up that video. In Tobago, a man stealing a backo truck to go and steal an ATM machine. We had that one. And we are okay and we're cool about it. How many persons could fit in ECRC? How many persons could go in Golden Grove? So we're going to just stay quiet and not say nothing and be silent until when? September? And maybe at that time they will again bring out the Zoso bill to lock us down further. Because we have a bill where it is right now, based on the state of emergency, that a police officer could stop me right outside there and says that he wants to go through my phone. Under the Emergency Powers Act, he has the power to do so. He got to lock me up, though. Come in, open no phone for no police. That's against my constitutional rights. You could put what you want in an emergency power bill that is temporary and say that you want to search through my phone. All you come and search. All you come and search. But you know why crime is still happening? Because the people and them who are supposed to be the crime preventers are the ones committing crime. You imagine I get information for certain things and people giving me information and I am afraid to go to the police. I don't know who to call. I don't know who to trust. And it's very well said In scripture it says that the world was given into the hands of the wicked. Earth is the new hell, you know. And if here is already like hell, imagine what hell is like. We getting a pre-demo of hell, and a lot of us, we still choosing it. There are police officers out here who are corrupt to the bone. They had a JP friend, they had this friend, they had that friend, they have the other friends. You stay there and feel Ian Allen know who to call. You stay there and you say that. I tell it down to the people who come out to you and the Bible they say, not everybody who say, Lord, Lord, will enter into the kingdom of heaven. You read between the lines. I have nothing to say where that is concerned. But even the people that tell you that you can trust me are some of the ones that you cannot trust because they're involved in it as well. When I could get phone calls with people giving information, and I have to reach to a point where sometimes I have to say, not me. The Lord said to be wise. And there are some battles that I cannot fight. There are some battles that I have to leave alone because we have to move with wisdom. You say, yeah, you didn't give us a spirit of fear, but of a sound mind. But God said, don't go out there being choppy, you know. Because, and I keep saying this every single day that I'm here, my people perish for a lack of knowledge. Because when you do things without knowledge, you look choppy, you look duncy. And there are days that I'm going to speak like this. And there are days that I'm going to speak very proper. Because there's a time and a place for everything. So I just want to apologize to the people that may feel a little rubbed because I keep saying duncy on the TV. And stupid. But there comes a time where reality has to hit home. And I know when I close my eyes, on that special day that God has designed for me, that they definitely will be able to see that Dale spared nobody. So while everything is happening, and a lot of people are filling their bellies and getting filled, they're getting filled. And I like that I have a lot of people that know the Bible too, you know. So when I see things popping up on the screen and in the chat, seeing things about Judas kissed Jesus. Denied Christ. And when it is he was told, it's Judas who was told that, and when it is, God say, you would have denied me, and this, that, and that. He said, God, how stupid is it talking? No, not me. Oh, God, I love you. It was Judas. It was Peter. Yes, Peter. God, I love you. I would never do that. I'd never do that. And God said, Jesus said, you will deny me 3 times. And he said, no, Father, no Messiah. Peter probably. You could imagine how that went. You know the Bible does get a thing, but imagine, leave that for imagination. Imagine, say, Saul might have do that, Lord. Abraham might do that. But me, and the father said, no, you're going to deny me 3 times. You must see what you want to say. Your head shaking by 3 times me. I love you more than life itself. And guess what? It was written. And he did exactly that. And in this very sad time, we see the same thing happening today. What is life worth I'm going to show you how hard life is. You had the video with the bank robbery. Oh, they watch this from start to finish and get some laugh. Because let me tell you something, eh? It's hard out there, you know. It's hard out there, you know. Sometimes I want to say certain things, but they go hold me. So I not built for jail. You see all my belly is and things. Them and get fella nice like me in a while inside of there, you know. So they go hold on to me. And I ain't built for that. I ain't built for that at all. So let's play that video with what took place in Tobago. These fellas planned this, you know. I feel they were scrolling through TikTok and they saw what was going on and they said, let me try it. Watch this video for me. Time so hard. These fellas and them spent almost 14 minutes on that one spot to take an ATM, and they left empty-handed. And the sad part about it is that police going to hunt them down, arrest them, and they will have to pay dearly, and they didn't even taste the money. They didn't even get to touch it. So, the question is, the tractor shut down or the backhoe man didn't know how to use the tractor? I feel the man driving didn't know. He take a crash course, and because at one point in time, you saw the stilts down, and he was trying to get back up, and the stilts were still down. I see a tractor man catch dirt in the air, throw up dirt and catch it back. Real antics thing. So, all you use the wrong tractor man. All your mission failed bad. And you know what troubles me? All of this happening in a SOE, All of this is happening in a state of emergency. You're telling me that the police response time, there was no alarm raised? Nobody pass and see, hey, look, them fellas and them trying to take this thing, nothing by? Good afternoon, Arlene. Nothing raised? Batman out there robbing First Citizens Bank. Watch how Batman functioning. Batman is the foreman on the work. Batman went in. Only watch it go there. The ATM coming out. Batman push it. But you see Batman pushing the hook, But Batman could have left up that by himself. So Batman come in, and if you was watching earlier on, you would have see that Batman fall down. Batman fell down in the operation when the glass came out. And I know this was no silent thing. This had to be real old noise. That was badang, badang, badang. I wish that these cameras had audio so you could hear these men and them quarreling. That first glass came down. Batman walk on the scene. Right? Watch how Batman almost get licked up there. Batman put on the glass. Right. We going in again. Right. We scraping out. Nice. We going in. Batman almost get licked. Batman almost get licked down there. The man come out in a cape. I would want to interview these men before they get locked up, Watch you for longer and happen there. Watch him. Watch. The man for long and nobody watch that. The better than see That's how. Come again. Put up. He brethren ain't even flinching by dog by. The man ain't even rub his leg, nothing. Come back to me. You see this? In a SOE, it's either the money or we go get locked up anyhow. So better you try and die trying than fail to try. No, but this, while we would get our Laugh Summit, it's sad. It is sad that these are the lengths that people are reaching to now, and very comfortable in a state of emergency to do these things. And then the question arises, is the SOE working? Maybe we would have gotten a better response time if we didn't allocate all the police to monitor Alyssa Phillips. I feel that's what went on there, Derek. everybody monitoring Alyssa Phillips. They didn't have Keezel Jackson to study because, remember, same Labor Day, Keezel Jackson was outside on the Independence Square. No riot squad down there. No police. But they are monitoring Alyssa. Alyssa Abu Bakr in her blood. She's a menace to society. So the police were preoccupied. Or probably they didn't have any vehicles to respond. But I kind of try and find it strange that the glass break, the ATM come out the wall, and an alarm didn't sound. That they literally, that was how long? 18 minutes long, not so? Yeah. Or 23 minutes. 14 minutes. I'm telling you, if I had to put on oh God, I'm afraid to say them things, they go come and say they go hold me, But if I had to go and walk like that, but I can't carry the cola and take and walk with me. I can't carry nobody who can't lift up nothing. I can't carry jokey men on the walk. For the time I go out there, and I see my partner come in a Batman outfit, I said, I will tell you one dog, you got a little cut. Right? But you're not serious. You going with this cape or kind of thing? You imagine the police reach there and he run from the police and he see the cape flying in the back. Hey. Angela Joseph. Sorry, Angela Joseph saying now how they probably cut the alarm. Angie, where they cut the alarm, girl? It had to be so, somebody had to know how the thing this go because what they hook on to pull her out of the wall. Because from the time you tamper with those machines, that is locked down. And a silent alarm just be sent. There's a video that I had there, I think I had it yesterday, with the, and it's an old video where they were setting up and rigging the ATM machines with a camera. So they recreated a vent, and there's a camera inside, and the camera inside watches the pin that you put. And what they do is that they was robbing people coming out of the ATM, taking their cards, and withdrawing the monies from their accounts, or skimming the cards. And the video was to show what to look for when you go in the ATM. When you go in the ATM and you pull your devices, you pull the vent, make sure that the vent is not a magnetized vent. Because what they was doing is making a vent to go over the vent with the same color, everything. So you would never notice. So when you go in the ATM, you go and you punch in your pin, boop, 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 pull out your money, and that's it. We're living in some serious times. And you know the nice thing I like about this whole thing is that we as Trinidadians, we just laugh at everything. We laugh at everything. We catch kicks. But this is real serious. Very, very, very serious. And every day, there are situations that are lying to show us how serious things are in TNT, and we just overlook it. Yesterday when I sat down and I realized that we're not supposed to pay a JP. A justice of the peace cannot call and say, you have to pay me X, Y, and Z. Whether it be by the police station, whether it be by the prison, whether it be by Mother Connox, or whether it be by your tanty or your auntie. Police officers are no longer making an attempt to subdue people. If between 2024 and 2025 we had 60 fatal police killings, How many months in a year? 12? Or this actually how much months it is in a year now? And to make sure you know. If you didn't know, now you know. So 12 months in a year. And in the space of a year, we have had 60 fatal police killings. How many killings are there a month? You can't even say 2 killings a month. That is almost 4 killings a month. Almost. It will be 3 and something a month. Some months may have 4, some others may just be 3 to make up for the 60. And we comfortable. Good afternoon, Crystal. When would be enough? When would we stand up? When the state of emergency is finally over? Or when it reaches our doorsteps? When would we stand up and fight? When it happens to one of our family members or somebody that we love? Because you know that's what is going on, you know. We just wash it and it is brush past and whatever until it reach home. And when it reach home and we start to think, we then start to talk about injustice and this, that, and the other. And then people don't understand. But why wait until it reaches home? Start now. But you know what? And you say it right, you know. They don't understand. Say, you know what? I go help all you understand. I will continually come here and bring information and facts and edify and educate you so that you could understand. Because it is simple. My people perish for a lack of knowledge. And because there is a lack of knowledge, we are exploited. Because they know we don't know. So they take advantage of that. They know we don't know. And they know that once we're in a vulnerable place, being vulnerable, that when we're in a vulnerable place and we want things to happen now, we will go at anything. Good afternoon, Angela. I still, for the life of me, still trying to figure out when it is that the police hold on to you and they say that you're under arrest. Why does it take 24 hours for them to actually find out what charge to charge you with? When the police hold on to you, you have to ask them, so what are you charging with? The lawyer to come, what are you going to charge the client with? And you say, all you investigated. But if you investigated, we don't lock up people before we finish the investigation. You have to investigate first, find your findings and your evidence, and then lock me up. And if you have nothing, why hold me? But nah, different strokes at different folks. Or you find this short little midget girl. She voice a little high pitch. She's calling for accountability. Say, you know what? Hold she. And because you have no charges or nothing that could really make sense, we say, all right, let me gamble now. They have no video. So we will get she a resisting arrest. We will put it out there. She was in a march. Unauthorized. Resisting arrest. I still don't understand, you know, Robert. How can you resist arrest and yet even have one handcuff? What is the derivation of resisting? No handcuff. She ain't cussing. She ain't swinging. She ain't pulling. She ain't pushing. But she resisting arrest. Who Camille talking to on the phone, so? Papa Laps. My partner Cruz said, that conversation was important. All that police for Alyssa, Phillips, and Camille. Big in the dance, boy. You don't even see police surrounding the president. You don't see police surrounding the prime minister, the minister of blowing bag. You don't see none of them. Susan Lewis, good afternoon. Well, she is a convent girl, a bishop's girl, a convent girl. Is bishop she come from? You have to tell me. This little bishop's girl. I don't think it's bishop's. One of them proper speaking school and them now. I think it's providence. I feel it's providence. She had a providence moda saparandai. You understand? And all this stinking dirty political rats. All they going out there and playing, all they putting up a video after all they provoke the girl to say, not even she father could talk to she, and not even her mother could talk to her, and all these different things. Alyssa girl, you go ahead and continue fighting the fight. If we had to do a triathlon on Real TV on my timing to make money, to fight the fight, I go do that. I think I have one or two rich friends that I could go and ask for assistance. I'm sure they close their eye and they will jump in. But we need somebody to be the matter of change. And you know what I keep saying it, eh? I ask that girl in all kind of smart ways. I keep chucking leadership talk, and she seems to be so disinterested. But I want to say thanks for revealing and opening our eyes. And there are people who have their eye open, but they refuse to admit it. Eh? There are people that their eyes are open and they refuse to admit what they are seeing. Live in denial. Because we like the bacchanal. We like the disorder. We like the separation. We like the division. The diversity. What is it called? The diversity? That's what we like. That's what we like. You don't like nothing better. But here what I would say to you all today. As I come in for our landing. And I want to say this too before I even come in for that landing. There are people that will come around that will only be coming around for them to benefit. Take, for instance, Christopher Samaru. How much lawyers pass through Christopher Samaru? Hush your mouth, don't say nothing. I can only imagine How many people are trying to get in on this now because there is a beneficial factor to it? But I want you all to understand that this is not about money. And if all we have got out of this is that she has plenty money to get from the state, then we've lost our way. Out of this, there is so many things that are being exposed. How corrupt the police service is. Things that are issued under the hands of the police. How inaccurate they are. It started from when they said they dispersed the crowd on Sunday outside the administration building. It then started when they arrested her the first time. Before even that, it started when the police said that Kaya Silly and her husband or boyfriend or estranged lover or whatever they want to call, shot at the police. And the police gave chase. And in fear for their life and use of force policy, he was shot 19 times to subdue them. Jaden Diaz was shot one single gunshot wound by forensics is to the chest, but reality, it was to the back. Again, the police said, fearful for their life, pointed what appeared to look like a firearm, and based on the police use of force policy, they shot him in the chest. Imagine a bullet to the chest by the police report is actually a bullet to the back. And then with all of those things, so many other things were risen out of that. When we realize that the forensics is not independent and they go based on what the police officers' accounts are and they give evidence and signed off on death certificate and forensics results based on what the police said when it is a police-involved shooting. We have evidence of that right in front of us here at Real TV. When there are persons working at forensics that are not certified to do what they are doing, but they're doing it anyway, bodies are being butchered coming out of the hands of forensics, but you know what? Poor people don't have the purse of the government. The poor people don't have the purse of the government, so you know what? Anything goes. You all have a beautiful and fantastic, lovely afternoon. This is another episode of Straight to the Point. Good afternoon, Camille. How are you going? And all of you all that are here with us, whether you're looking at us on cable TV, you're looking at us on the Tego app, you're looking at us on YouTube, I want to say good afternoon to you. I apologize for not going on YouTube this afternoon to read comments. And for those of you all that are also on TikTok, good afternoon to you all as well. And every one of you. And this is another episode. I want to say God bless. I will see you guys tomorrow. Remember, we are having the food drive on Sunday. Friday is the last day. What you all can do is to send, for those of you all that want to drop off stuff, you can do it right here at the TV station, at the Real TV. Also, I want you all to know, for those of you all that want to have meetings with me, you all need to make an appointment. All right? You'll need to make an appointment. You just can't just show up here at the studio and expect that I will meet with you. I will not. I have a lot of things happening, and I will make time for each and every one of you all. For the persons that have met already, there are some of you all that are anxious. You all want me to deal with your cases. I understand. But we do deal with things widely. I have to make sure that all my ducks in a row. Because there are some people that I've already dealt with, and some of them, they feel that they could go and get a big name lawyer and try to scare me and feel like I'm afraid. I'm not afraid of them thing. And that's why it's important that even with what I'm doing, that I need to make sure I have all my eggs in a row, ducks in a row, everything cracking the way it ought to quack. And we sort out the show. Yeah? So the number that you all can make your appointments, 2644762, and you will be instructed accordingly in terms of the days and times of the meeting. There will be times that I will have an open house, and persons will be able to come in between specific hours and sit in office and meet with me. All right? So on Friday, please God, will be the last day. Friday we're driving around, we're collecting. We have some stuff to go and collect by our friends at National Flour Mills. We have some stuff that we need to go and collect in Diego Martin. We have some stuff, so we will allow people to come and bring some stuff here. We have some stuff that we need to go and collect by our friends at Sports Entertainment Center on Friday, please God. We have some stuff to go Valencia and collect as well, and we're bringing everything here. We got the confirmation that we're going to do all the preparation and cooking and that kind of stuff right down here. So we will need volunteers. If you know your hand sweet, and you have people who can testify that your hand sweet. I mean, even if your hand not sweet, we need people to come and help us pack boxes, prepare, cut up seasoning, this, that, and the other, and to make everything work, because we want to at least leave here by lunchtime. And when we go and we leave from by lunchtime, we'll go and we do the distributions. I've allowed Enrique to take the foremanship of the work. Well, he take it regardless. Well, not he take it regardless. He have it regardless because he had no choice, right? And we have worked out the route of where we're going to go. We're going to start in St. James. We was also informed today of there was a couple homes up on the east-west corridor that we would want to specifically go to as well. So we will be going there. So for all the people that want to volunteer, you all can send us your name to the 2644762 number, and we will deal with it accordingly. All right? All you do vex with me, all you do buff me, and you call in the phone and you can't get it. Is a lot of people. Tomorrow I'll screenshot it and I'll show you all the calls and how much calls we take a day. So you all will understand. But we will work together, all right? I have another story with a guy who's living in the churchyard. He needs some assistance. When I get all the details and the facts, we'll either bring it live on the television or I will bring it live on our pages. And that's why you need to make sure and follow us on the Real TV pages on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, as well as TT Straight to the Point. Same thing, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We're not on YouTube, so if you need to play back any one of the episodes, go on YouTube, Real TV TNT 0, and you go there, and you'll be able to get back all the episodes, because all of them are named. Google search Straight to the Point, you'll find all the episodes. It's dated. All right? So God bless you guys. Stay blessed, stay safe. Call somebody and tell them that you love them, because life is promised to nobody. And I'll leave you all with this. On Saturday, I was at Sports Entertainment doing karaoke. And a young lady came up to me and she said, this person want to sing a song and they want to sing it now. I said, well, look how much people it have in front. It had 18 more people to sing before she could sing. And yesterday evening, I was informed that the young lady passed away. And I saw this young lady on Saturday. Shalissa. Life is very precious. So make sure and tell the people that you love them. And I will see you guys tomorrow, please the Lord. Today we have to go down to San Fernando now. So I'm going to organize, and you all guys stay blessed, stay informed, stay educated. And remember, call that person and say, I love you. This is straight to the point. If you play with fire, you're going to get burned. Bye.